Huge crowd in Dr. Hyde Park, and changes galore is the story in Roscommon, even before the ball is thrown in. 3 changes in personnel. Niall Daly, Cian Connolly and Senan Kilbride are out through injury and sickness. In comes John McManus at wing-back, Ian Kilbride at midfield and Niall Kilroy at corner forward. Donald Vaughan and Alan Freeman get the call up to the starting 15 from Mayo, and they will play at left half back and left half forward respectively. The full forward line of Evan Regan, Jason Doherty and Conor O'Shea is an interesting full forward line, especially now that Cillian O'Connor is named on the bench for the first time this season. The man in charge is Maurice Deegan from Gallylleash. Jim O'Connor available. Getting by the initial challenges, another one of the O'Shea brothers, Conor. Looked at the goalpost momentarily, decided not to go for it. Working hard, it's Evan Regan shooting for the first time in Dr. Hyde Park on Easter Sunday. And Mayo are up and running with the first score of the game. Glorious sunshine now in the county of Roscommon. We've had hailstone earlier in the afternoon, and that's a great crossfield ball over towards Alan Freeman, trying to twist inside, laying it back, shot at the post, which is going over the crossbar. Good score by Conor O'Shea. The diagonal ball was inch perfect for Alan Freeman. He heard the call from Conor O'Shea and he put it between the posts. 2 against 1 again. Knocked down on this occasion by Ian Kilbride, picked up by Cathal Craig. That's a much better ball. Down far is Kieran Murtagh. Players available. One of them is Enda Smith. Back again far is Conor Devaney. There's a chance of a score, and it's over the bar. 22 minutes, 53 seconds on the clock. It's been a long time coming, but the crowd in Hyde Park rejoice. It was the best move so far of the match from a Roscommon perspective, and it ended with a fine score. And you have at the moment a 5 points to 1 advantage for the visiting side. Lee Keegan, the long ball option, not available. There's a swing back, and that's going to be a free end for Mayo. Cillian O'Connor, good to see him back on the Mayo bench for the first time since the All-Ireland football semi-final against Dublin last year. Going to drop in. There's a touch. Oh, the goalkeeper did well. Jeffrey Claffey at his near post got down quickly and effectively deflected out for a 45. As Robbie Henley's shot came in, it was a deflection and a wonderful save by Jeffrey Claffey. Robbie Henley with his third 45. This one is gone to the left and wide. That's 10 wides from Mayo in this opening half. Here from Roscommon again. Great tackling by Mayo. They're chasing everything. Ball into the middle. Well won by Alan Freeman. There's a player available inside. Takes a shot and Claffey saves magnificently for the second time. The Roscommon defence on this occasion was exposed. Freeman again was directly involved. Here comes the volley and
Yishkin to get toss over you. She let two Fanana a lead kicking us in the Vina Hana. The lower the Maha Onion of a Cockney in the Pinty, the Tachta Mara. Shotstach again Parsons, Zacharias via Brown. Again Evan Regan, Leshan Leroy Chinagasi, Tourlinked. Collins. Schucht Emach Fan Bark. Tom Nackley initially the Breed Collins, first of the game to Kushran River Kadisha. Kilbride. Twisted somewhere with Devaney. This Kilbride Lanu Kenner Roher Butchtach Lordach again, Count Down Sherach. And Lirochin Iskura Temple in the heart and the Smith Donnerstach, I guess need to go forward. Strach again, agus fada go leor. Agus reist sunk tuag the súd amach ar se dóibh líne ach sunk sethe I géalaigh kick sair.
Master Matthias and Tim Leno Vian Neil Collins agus Alan Freeman. Neil Collins ag mé déanam bhéan bachcáil in éachris bhfuil Freeman a bhcht na caiine chu minic ach bhí be gáin slabráil bótsan go leis sa portflio.
Fachtastigan san míle chúil se deis de Roscommon a dtíine techt ó Lorna Park ach é seo dar se drastáin ag Kieran Martin captain.
Well, has sé boppa histeach á láinte sacha go le tamil agus caiitina bhachtain le agus cicin na saoire bhachtain na stiige agus when smóir fada dúistithe fada níos agus anna faointe fada san déanna citógaí go morta.
Agus an áíon ní has néidir a gimmert nó raibh for a bhúr fethne om caiite sa chiad leise Roscommon agus a rééis do bhhaige McInerney an bhertá sé an san éan chur Conor na dribblóid siúd chur amach ar se de bhéine an feilpúirteisteach feitisteach an sainis sa chunig an Niall Kilroy. Siar an soch of adle Devaney and Farah Hostig and Ash and Tasha Reelish get score. McInerney agus Mayo and Ishfevro. Jahan Togadi Kilbride. Agus anado Gierig. Take a shoot nish Dolomach Lesh. Chor agus Nart Naguihe Satarna Lesha. Carton Nassau. Wordt de stach agus dierig vader geloor kaasje Natasha Henson Keegan on vantage took again right tower so the draw Evan Regan Hennigs McDermott Nish jegend legele dat ik mag again Regan or de go Holland erfad een bloede skillis tussen Foss en Jum which it shake him out oh cool dan Gitsko again Evan Regan agus fad gascut ó skill allin a gádach na penacha go hénig.
Well, over na for Shepherd is again now on the big father hope Rabbi Henley ach in chan no bit father so Bhuiig sé mo héad hebh gortaí ach faidir na cliise fada bhíonn sa gach sé tíim fuair couple duine agus tíochla sé ísio í fear a cheartadaí anó nuair a an gort fleoch agus bhuióid baran is a roiis.
An fusin chéad scór den chluthe Regan ach scór den scothe séúd agus tá ardú manam an feachta ag Mayo lena chusin chuig bhíad a stadó an gúil ach boca isteach rééis tíomad ó Conor sa stólim feire a Hans rá studéirthe stúama Freeman a techt agus ag gafaláistigh de bheirt bhfuil an tarna báide an sa de bhí ó níl ná é meile le Cuirdáin ó Thuaig. Isteach aige ach an ré brehéad gabhann san má tá an trasná an glanta go siúd tá tinnar chreiceanna go Regan a bhachail.
Well, is scéal rud gin an scór de tun sé muoín agus tóchas deit agus kick anna jaacad ar fada bheithí sin i sí muid a bhlíine buine na gaothe agus chaise anna jasaí.
Conor dúirt siar a gceisiúd Lee Keegan inis tascaí séamas ó sé íocht an blocáilt agus deisbéidir bhrethúnsaí Cathal Campton a déanamh go maith cearar a gur Roscommon san buideteach lua in de smit a stáilí me stigad díar ag an count a bhuachtaint agus cé bhfuil fear bhuióir a dala go dunmáin chúlaí for a bhór aine man dír caiite sa tarna le agus Mayo ar a gaithúlacht náiríos fichar se dorcan gafaláistigh don éanad cosanta McInerney a techt fágan san Conor sé séir leistigh Harnáistí dorcan Triste go maith a siúd thar se trasnán tá níos chafárá breach le botúin agus le kick na saoire linker be fear a chúine Conor sé bheith fág in the park in nuair a bheith deisiá an tairú dhéanamach idir an dálín éad nó sé compórdach i mun sellibhe agus iad a crá Roscommon inis leis an imirt chóiste seo ach tá scór má chuirasúilsa go héana na agus iad a bhólagus ar Roscommon an féilte a bhuachtain ar neis agus chláthir le dear a bhí dhéanamh sa son ar dalamh agus réiste nó sé léirú Cécris son Ferma feitiige ar a chéile córic de Vanny an son. Evan Regan agus é seoltaisteach a gé siúd agus well aíon se seo tránóna tá sé dhéanana go slachtar aige. Agus seo an deis inis dóibh slacht níos a bhar a chur ar chláir a scóir agus é sin dianta a gé Fintan Craig. I méid a hála an nurig nuair a bhí feachtas más ratha leis go ach beidir go móthir a gcuine chliigigh sa chraibh beag next day agus ó danla dírig a chinúna atála an rud cinna sa chraibh a mlíana chuibh agus beidir ag go buinte seo go bhfuin éad a táchtaí ach Cillian O'Connor leis scéaláing eile agus Harrison scaoiteach an siúlaige agus tá leis tóca geisiút sal a bhain sin seomra feiste sebeach an éachar an son. Fork anna frám agus anna leach an sonna stig. Ach Cillian O'Connor má bhíon deiscin fechan ar a búra sciil sin biúthe. Is je daar geen meer stuk zo goed naar derde hier. Fight again good board and son agus Roscommon je togen dostna. Cooler hem acharish Compton and son hier. Daniel moet de veel nu voor Falcon agus die doiling Gwilen tens van Spedeka. Het is zo vochten tegen de lead we fasoel. Le beter Daniel met le darf pelle wohe. Fight het Compton reached. Slómór a láthir agus beidir an taspátas is measa fiscathe ó hasreacht na strathe an sacha ar fáirt a hína chiadúna go gimidirtá an líana gandát.
Well, Címín is uolacha le nó bhuió hir an sá cosint.
Búisteach san agus deisir chúl agus tá sé chur an líon an san an cóla bhí tastáil diabad marta leis a gúil in anóin berta bheith a ghaire bhain sé bearnamach.
Well, vi sé spéisiúil nuair sin bhí Catalín ó bhuió siar a cosint a bhaidir chuidir an chaine hana ósagiúna gíinisteach agus tíarman mórta tá sé siúnú tált chun scór na gáil agus buitan san roí sé vertico agus bhfuil chiachna sé nú táltaí.
Trasna Rob Henley an san ábhar Clopánach an áitina an drumchla an sách se chuin is sé cosan áde Fintan Craig de Roscommon stechan tá agus sé seo de Vanny víidirchan é bhaint an bar péidir go nathróch an peinte sin aigine na manistóirí.
Well, báide teáilte sin nathróir fada dhéanamh a de Vanny scór fachtan sannaige agus Roscommon ar náisiiste sa chluthe agus leanna tóig an san cíochlíonse anna easaí. A chéad a faoin teatar inis agus a bhóthain am fósacha bhí chumáir go raibh fluthe cailtecha a háanam
Gahabh leis aige mé tóidiráil a fear Roscommon fnacht glanda. Slúa a ddírig chuir bhile le ábhar Friedrich. Bhfuil isteach aige Regan agus tá sí chuir yes agus ar fístigh go McDermott. Ach ba sé dechar an bhearna bhaintach David Murray. Tuc a fé scór an son agus cúlín an na chilóte ar fada aige David Murray réist sin cúlagus péitige inis.
Well, an action diantaige óháinna sé isteach Bhuitin subidasaige agus well Roscommon fós na maithig.
Inis agus a clúthaíos fearr mar a geisiúd don gúnta tránón na McDermott an báutasa i cintiúna go sé leistigh don fantáiste ag mar a stígan Regan a leanúintéir ar fóréile chuig an fel is tólam ach tá cic séir a gethe gcónaí. Is sé seán na dheacair mar an bhé tríndíire chuisteach na aig. Á bheilt a gcónaí. Is bhfuil an teach trasna na beilte tá go dain ach tá sí chuir fóréile gus tó níl. Hariste trasna anna féinte san agus beidir go bine ichintóch an bua.
Well, san bhfuil sé cinnte níos múna tíómatí fáchas a chluhanne seacha sí buitan sa ríis nó sí caiite agus éidir sé ríis animmartíanta gas a dar le agus necht a cóidh go mór.
Tuairte siar an socha fad le Dillon. Cillian O'Connor na seanna leichre. Bíonse anna láidir a cutran hón agus Gibbons dulta siar an socha fad le Durcan. Ferile bhí ficáilach gomanúir a tháinig sé isteach an son ag le hama agus duine chuir a chothaige ach decreachtaí inis ach kick sair pro. McDermott to bring the Pelican son. Did it to the Lashach Cruig as Gosha shoot less Fleepin son. Quite a sheer in a horn to get Sean McDermott. As Manakinchev, the Hannickson le McDermott in Necher. The Nimmert, it's all right. Katafoka, Lechit second, Numarshin. Shoot a locht for you, so Taston in the Shasov. Agus Nagara Multico, just the Nurdi Amohotson.
Hagach and Larting Evan in the first instance, the 2 points. Crucial for Mayo today, I'd imagine.
Yeah, massive, yeah. We're under pressure there now coming into that game. Roscommon have been going off for well, like some massive results, like, so we needed this one. We dug deep and tough conditions and got the 2 points anyway.
It was all about character, really, wasn't it? Games like today with the wind and the pitch.
Yeah, like they just kept coming back at us, like you know, I thought, we were about 5 or 6 points up there at one stage, then or more, and they got the goal then and brought it back down and just reeled us in. And then Killian came on, then he kicked the point at the end there to kind of just seal it. But badly needed 2 points and tough game.
And another massive game next week against Down.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's starting to look like this relegation that was staring you in the face only a couple of weeks back. Now you might be able to stave it off and bring around the miracle.
We just hope to keep performing, like, build on today's performance, I suppose. Dig deep next week again and go again. Down are going to be coming looking for points as well, so look, we just have to go at it next week and make sure we're still in Division 1.
All right, okay, well, Cohardachas Lat agus is tú lecht na himmerha agus tá Charlie McGeever an seach an gradam lecht na himmerha a bhrunna Ivra Trídeag le Mayo an Sotran an Jov Evan Regan.
Score in Hyde Park, Mayo 111, Roscommon 1-7.
Yeah, satisfied, relieved maybe in some ways as well, because I felt for long patches we dominated the game, and then when Roscommon got their goal and they tapped on a couple of points there in the middle or to the final quarter of the game, we did come under a bit of pressure, but obviously our experience and our leaders stood up and we got 1 or 2 possessions there and we were able to manage the game out.
Can you make the league semi-finals?
Well, I suppose, listen, it'll be a huge ask to beat Dublin, but, maybe scoring difference could work in our favour. Like, we're very close to it anyway. So, listen, if we get it, it's great. If it's not the end of the world.
We knew we had to come up here and perform. We knew Roscommon were going to put it up to us. They're coming off the back of a few really big results, so we knew we had to dig deep, and we did. We got the 2 points.
Well, a tight finish, with Mayo holding on for that much-needed win. Tomás O'Shea, you'd have to say well done to Mayo, but I suppose the main compliments out of that game for me went to the crowd in Roscommon today, because it didn't look so much on the telly there, but it was really, really bad conditions.
Yeah, it was touch and go. They made a call before the game whether the pitch was playable or not, Michael. So there was a huge crowd. Roscommon have had a great start to the season. They've come up from Division 2 and they're doing really, really well. Mayo were under pressure coming in here, so the chance of putting Mayo possibly down to Division 2 was on the cards today, but Roscommon didn't perform as fluidly as they normally did for the last few games. Mayo, I thought, were excellent today. I saw Mayo play their first game against Cork, and the difference between that game and today was parallels. It was a huge difference. They had a gale wind behind them in the first half. They played, they dominated, they missed a few chances, and you were expecting to see the Roscommon that we've seen for the last few games in the second half. That didn't happen because Mayo just didn't allow them to play. They squeezed them. But it should be a good learning curve for Roscommon in that, they learn that they're not going to have it every way, and it's possibly that they should learn now rather than in Championship.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but I suppose the other thing that has to be put into the equation, James, is the fact that, Roscommon are going along fine in this division so far, but Mayo needed this today.
Yeah, look, probably a bit of a wake-up call for Roscommon. Reminded me a bit of a Derry team that got promotion to Division 2 a couple of years ago, straight up into the league final in Division 1, and then things didn't go so well in the Championship. A lot of training possibly done in the early part of the year, and other teams starting to catch up. But look, they've got an experienced management team there, a very good management team, and I expect them to learn from today.
We saw, Tomás, one of the Mayo players interviewed at the end there, Evan Regan, and he's a guy that you had your eye on today, because if Mayo are to make an impact in the Championship this year, they need to be finding the odd player, and certainly up front.
Yeah, he's a guy that the fellas were talking about early on in the season, but I suppose Mayo weren't going well early on in the season, and now that they actually played a bit better today, this guy has shown prominence. One thing I liked about him was it's something that probably Mayo lack. He takes on players every single time he takes on. There was a question of maybe possibly steps here, but the finish was excellent. He's right leg, left leg. There's so much emphasis on Cillian O'Connor up there. It's no harm at all that if Mayo could go into the Championship with another point man up there that you can target. You know, he won frees. He was a constant threat to them. I mean, Mayo did dominate possession today. There was no doubt about that. There was questions about Roscommon's defence throughout the league, but Evan Regan had a great game today, and it's important that he doesn't get carried away with it and tries to bring it into championship.
Well, I suppose whatever about finding a player or two, and yet that's always a bonus when you do. But one thing that can't really be questioned over the last couple of years with Mayo is their work rate, which has been very high.
Yeah, huge. I mean, today, Michael, they played with a gale of wind in the first half. They didn't capitalise. Roscommon didn't score until the 23rd minute. In the second half, when Roscommon had the gale of wind, they didn't score until the 21st and a half minute, I think. So that was down to Mayo's work rate. They worked phenomenally hard throughout the field, you know, from forward back to the defence. And it showed, you know, they forced Roscommon to do what they don't want to do. That's what you always try as a football team. You try to force teams to do what they don't want to do, you know. They didn't want Roscommon play. I saw Roscommon in Clarny, and they ran at Kerry. They kicked long ball, they kicked short ball, they took great scores. They weren't allowed that today, you know. And I think the attitude by Mayo has been getting improved better. You know, teams coming into championship, Michael, the big teams, you see here there's a wall of Mayo men, and there's no way through them, and the only option is to kick it in. But when they actually do get the opportunity to kick it in, you find 3 unmarked Mayo men back to support, you know, including Seamie Shea on the right there, who's phenomenal box-to-box player, you know. And it's a great sign for Mayo coming into championship time. A big team, we had it with Kerry plenty of times where we had poor leagues, but when they're facing in the championship now, they're actually on the upward curve again. So it's a very, very big win for Mayo, and as long as they can carry it through to next week again.
Well, we'll watch them in the coming weeks and months. Well, shortly here as well on Alliance League Sunday. We will be heading to Clonus and to Cork. All that and more coming up.